Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. This is your host, Chris and Deepam here, and it's that time again, guys. It's the meaty part of the season, the meaty part of Super Tuesday, where it's literally I feel like I'm underwater because there's literally an episode of Super Tuesday coming out. I feels like every day of the week. I just put out 2 episodes of for Supergirl preview, and the actual Supergirl review that Shannon the Doctor did, and now we're here. We're doing the Flash. Legend of Tomorrow will be on soon. Then Arrow's back this week, so we'll have Arrow this weekend and fucking Inhumans. It's a lot going on, folks. It's a lot going on, and that does not include the fact that I can now announce that we have. And Deepam's not in on this yet. I'm saying yet. I can now announce that we have a schedule now. There will be reviews of The Gifted coming up, only on the Super Tuesday feed. So it's not going to be in the main feed, just on the Super Tuesday feed. Shanna and then Jeff from the Non-Culture podcast will be joining me. And shout out to Jeff. Like, he was a tremendous help to us in New York Comic Con. Me and Phenom could not have gotten everything we've done. Like I said, we have not really put out our videos yet for New York Comic Con because we need to edit them. But hopefully this weekend we'll be putting out a lot of them out there. And Jeff was a huge help in all that. But he'll be joining us for talking about The Gifted. And obviously we'll also have Star Trek Discovery as well. We'll be having the second episode of that. We'll cover episodes 4 through 6. And then The Gifted will cover episodes 1 through 3. So all of those coming up this month. So make sure you subscribe to Super Tuesday Recap to get all the stuff, because some of the stuff will not be on the main feed. And even if it is on the main feed, you might not see it in your list of available shows because, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff coming out there. A lot of stuff coming out there. And, hey, look, so people don't know this. I think we were talking about this before we did the Inhumans last week. And I was like, hey, look, you asked me about The Gift. I was like, can't really give the recommendation yet. You know, I'm waiting. I'm giving it the 3-4 episodes. No, that's wrong. It's good.
We're here.
Two episodes in. Hey, maybe they fuck it up. Like, it is Fox. I've been through this before. Maybe they fuck it up. But this so far, 2 episodes in, is nailing everything that we wanted from the X-Men movies. I mean, it's down, like, you're watching it. If you are if you fall into a marginalized community, you will watch the Gifted and be like, damn, this is some real shit right here. These are real life conversations.
It resonates.
Oh, dude, bruh. And the parents are so terrible. The parents are straight 53%ers, yo. Like, it's so good.
I love Amy Acker too.
She's killing me. And you know what? And this is the thing I love about when we interview these casts, because you can tell, I can tell when a show is going to have a cast that can get along together. And I think I talked to you about this too. How many of your coworkers do you let violate your personal space?
No.
Yeah, it's a no, right? It's like, yeah, yo, hey, we ain't cool like this. Like, why you, like, Bob, get out of my elbow. Like, this the cone of separation you're violating, right? When I go to these conventions and things like that, and you interview these people in these storm, and you can see them hanging on each other, they're laughing and joking, and they look like they're genuinely friends. I'm like, okay, yeah, that cast gets along together. That works, and that's right. That's how the Gifted cast is. They are a load of fun. They like each other, you know. Which I know that sounds like a big, you know. Of course they should like it. No, that's not. No, that's not how some of these people are. You can tell some of them don't like each other. This cast likes each other, and yeah, the Gifted is really hitting on the tones that you would think. Like, it's to the point that I am waiting on the SJWs are ruining every movement. I'm waiting on them to realize to start complaining about the Gifted. It's doing that. Like, I'm waiting on them to go, hey, wait a minute. You guys are talking about Trump. You guys, I mean, telling you, man. Like, I was watching the first 5 minutes of last episode, and it was just like, oh shit, they doing it anyway. So this is a teaser for The Gifted. So yeah, watch The Gifted. We're gonna be having reviews for that. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about the Flash. We don't have any new emails. You can email us for the shows at mtrailerreviews@mtrnetwork.net. If you have mailbag questions, comic books and things like that, mailbag@mtrnetwork.net. The mailbag episode will be recorded on the 24th, I think we said.
Yes.
Yeah, we said the 24th. So it'll be recorded on the 24th, so make sure you get your mailbag questions in before the 24th. But today, again, The Flash, Season 4, Episode 1, The Flash Reborn.
Before we go, if you want to do the mailbag, because I want to talk about it, please read Mr. Miracle and come with questions about that. Sorry, I just read it, and yeah.
I just read, I just picked up The Falcon, and
I read it.
So people told me that Marvel was erasing the stuff that Nick Spencer did, and they didn't.
No.
I don't know. I feel lied to. I'm just saying. I just feel.
Well, yeah.
I feel lied to.
People like to lie on Marvel. Let's talk about the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. Anyway, Barry is brought out of the Speed Force to help fight an armored villain, but he isn't the same person. Again, this is picking up not really picking up where we left off. I like how all the shows do this. 6 months later. So we're 6 months later.
Yeah.
Barry from the last episode went into the Speed Force, prison, and I know last season we were kind of hoping that we would get the opening with Wally West. We didn't get that, so I am a little disappointed. But next best thing, we got the opening with Iris.
Right. That's what for me. I was like, oh, this is better. I was wrong. I'll be wrong.
Well, you know what? Here's the other thing too. And I've come to this. I've had a long talk with myself about this. We're never going to get that Wally opening. Like I think it's something that we as fanboys want, but we're never going to get that because the show.
Makes sense for the series they're doing.
They're never going to have the Flash is never going to be a Wally show. It's always going to be Grant Gustin. I mean, it's just what
Which
it
makes
is.
Sense.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying that. It's not going to happen. So as much as I would love for these things to happen, just because I'm a huge Flash fan and I'm a huge Wally fan, in the context of this show, it's never going to happen. And so I'm when they opened it with this Iris opening, and it was a strong opening. Don't get me wrong, it was a very strong opening.
Real strong.
I liked it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to get used to this. It's not going to be Wally. We're not going to get that, and that's okay. I've had that pep talk with myself. It's okay. And honestly, when you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because when Wally took over Barry in the comics, Wally had come into his own. This Wally still doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
So, and listen, I have no problem with the Wally they have right now. I do wish he was a little younger. I do. I think that if he had been a little younger, it would have resonated a little bit more. But right now, I really...
They're leaving room for Bart.
Huh? Yeah,
They're
true.
leaving room for Bart.
True. I can definitely see that. It's just, how old is he? How old is Heenan? How old? He is... Damn, his birthday's 91. What the fuck, man?
26.
Does that make me old?
Yes, it does.
Good God, his birthday's 90. He was born in 91. Oh my God.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm having a moment here. And then when was Grant? Oh my God, he's technically older than Grant Gustin. Gustin is 90. I'm sorry. No. He's 1 year younger. He's 1 year younger than Gustin. Like no, this isn't. Yeah, like we're never gonna get that Wally opening, guys. It just
ever.
It just doesn't work. Like and that's always bothered me. Their similarity in ages, because like he's coming here and people are going, "You're just Kid Flash," and I'm like, "Yo, it's a 1 year difference." Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like they treat Wally like he's like 13 years old.
I mean, it's more than 1 year in the show.
You know what this is like? This is like when you watch kids play football, and there's that one extra tall kid who they say is 13, but he looks like he's 17. That's Wally West on this show, guys. Yeah, come on. It's just so. Anyway, back to the opening. Yeah, strong opening. I think that And I didn't see it come. And not only is it a strong opening, but I'll say this throughout this entire episode. And if they keep this up with this season, I love this. I like that they finally seem to have found a role for Iris on Team Flash.
And I agree to a point, because now I'm like, yo, don't you have a job and shit? Like, aren't you a reporter?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing: they never stick to that.
Right.
So if you're not going to stick to her being a reporter, then have her run Team Flash. Put her in Put her in. You know what? Put her in the Harry role, which is basically what the kind of
put her in the Felicity role.
Yeah, that too.
Less tech heavy. Like we talked about this last season, but with Cisco going into the field, you need a mission control.
You need a what did a man say in Homecoming? You need a man in the chair.
Man in the chair.
You need a woman in the chair. That's fine. And I think she does a really good job of like the opening where she figured out that Peekaboo, which hey, great, glad to see Peekaboo again. That she was jumping to every third building. Like that's what you need. You need a fresh set of eyes, and like you said, with Cisco in the field, and we don't have a permanent Wells right now. This is a perfect chance. You need somebody in mission control. Why not Iris?
Why not? Yeah,
because even Joe's technically in the field as an officer. So you and another thing too is it actually makes sense that if let's say they do stay with the Iris being a journalist thing, it actually makes sense that she would also be running Team Flash. It gives her it's kind of like we haven't put this episode out yet, but like in our character corner, we're talking about Barbara Gordon being a librarian and then also being Oracle and think like, hey, they actually kind of go together. Here, being a journalist, needing information, knowing how to go through information, research, like all that makes sense. And considering some of the fuck ups they've had in the past, maybe you should put the person whose job it is to research things and look into things and investigate things. Maybe you should put her in charge of running the team. I don't know.
I think you're assuming she's still employed.
I'm making some leaps. I am making some leaps.
Right, that's fair.
I'm just saying that flat is very, very expensive looking. Like I am jealous of their living arrangements right now. Like I still don't know how Barry's paying for that. Like I can't believe nobody's asked how Barry Allen is paying for any of that shit as on a policeman's salary. He's not even a police officer. Fucking CSI salary. Yeah, I know. Wells left him some stuff in season one.
He's got that money, but at the same time, this is the same show that wants us to believe that a white man who worked for the police vanished for 6 months and nobody asked any questions.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. There are certain things in this episode that still kind of make me look.
And I'm willing to hand wave all the shit I have problems with because at least the first 15 minutes, like that little shot of Team Iris, which I screw Team Vibe or Team Kid Flash. It's Team Iris.
Right.
Team Iris, it was season one. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was energetic. Like I'm willing to hand wave and accept that things don't make a lot of sense because damn it, they got the tone right. And I tell you what, they brought Barry Allen back in 20 minutes of screen time with commercials. And I think it was too fast because I get you want to get us back to the status quo, get us back to the comfort food of season 1 and 2. At the same time, you had a really interesting and new dynamic here. And it really undercuts the idea. Like, okay, we wanted to end the season on a cliffhanger. It's not a cliffhanger it's not a cliffhanger. The main character left. We know he's coming back. But for you to keep him off screen for 20 minutes, it's not enough. It devalued what he did at the end of the last season. And I think they're going to pay it off later. So I've taught myself to be okay with it. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, I really wish that had mattered more.
So here's the thing. I know I've been kind of the Debbie Downer on Inhumans. So I didn't want to bring this up. So I'm so glad you're the one to make this, because that was my biggest problem with this episode. My biggest problem with this episode is, and I'm like you, I think there are certain elements that they're going to bring that are going to come back up, like the symbols he was writing
Oh, that's some shit now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things I think they seeded that are going to pay dividends later on down the season. But I am 100% with you. You take him off the board at the end of last season, and I get it. Hey, listen, you're not going to give me the I'm Wally West, I'm the fastest man alive. I get fine. You're not going to give me that. You're going to give me the Irish one instead. That's okay. But I would have really enjoyed seeing about a good almost 3/4 of an episode of just Team Iris trying to do like they told us about it, right? It's like, oh well, you're only putting away 1 out of 3 of the metas.
1 out of 3 were getting away because I thought it was 1 out of 3 they were winning. I was like, that's some shitty stats.
Yeah,
that's some baseball shit.
Yeah, like
and I was like, oh, okay, 2 out of 3. Okay.
Yeah, well, like you should show me that, like because you want it. It's a thing.
Show me them failing. Show me them struggling without Barry.
Yeah, right. That's the thing that I think. If this was a short season, then I would get Rushing Barry back. But we're gonna have 22 episodes. We have 22 episodes. You can stretch this out a little bit, and you have a good enough cast here and a season of cast here where you can do that. You could have had Barry off screen for most of this episode, and had Team Wall to at least make us understand why Barry needs to be back. Because, yeah, we as an audience, we know Grant Gustin's coming back. We know that. But you need to actually give us a narrative reason as to why Barry Allen's back. More than just having a villain show up after 6 months going, I'm going to destroy the city if the Flash didn't show up. Like, that's not good enough. Like, I get that's a vehicle they use, but it really isn't good enough when you could have shown us. You could have shown us having Kid Flash and Vibe and the rest of the team struggling, and then you bring Barry back at the end of the episode, and then we go forward from there. But it really feels like this could have been a 2-hour premiere that they crammed into.
This feels like it could have been 2 episodes.
This could have been 2 episodes they crammed into one, because towards the end, you just like the answer became, oh, Barry's back, and that's really how it goes. And yeah, I think that they seeded things going forward, and we'll definitely expand those going forward. But man, like I said, they had something here. They had something here they could have gone with, and I think that's why last season we talked about them opening with the Wally West opener, because that's what we wanted to see. We needed to see, even showing us that Wally needs more training.
Even as you talk about it, I'm okay. I'm more okay with it being Iris because Wally has a presence on the show. It's increased hers.
Oh yeah. No. I'm talking about not even really the opening. I'm talking about more of the idea of showing us Wally trying to fill the shoes.
Right.
Like, we need to see Wally trying to fill the shoes and failing. And while he technically kind of does here, it's not.
Like when he catches that sword to the leg, that's a failure.
Right, that's a failure. Don't get me wrong. That is a failure. But we needed kind of more. It needed to be more than just that. Like, it just felt like it felt kind of crammed. And again, this to me is more of the nitpicky, because, like you said, they and I feel like the CW shows do this after they have it usually is season 3 for them. When they have a failure in a season, they come back and they kind of go back to their basics. And this does feel like the basics, seeing Vibe and the team work together to bring down Peekaboo, and then Vibe and Wally being happy about it, and then Iris being like, we need to get a lot better. Like, she literally filled the Harrison Wells role in that case. Because that's what Wells used to say, right? It's like, okay, yeah, you're celebrating, but you're not good enough. You weren't fast enough. You weren't, and yeah, I think that was good. And then, but while that was what Harry did, her motivation is different. She's you can definitely tell that Iris is feeling like she can't let Barry down. Like, she remembered his last words, and that she has to keep running, and she has to keep the team together. And she literally took the weight of the world on her shoulders. And you're seeing what we've been talking about for the last 3 seasons, which is Iris West is the foundation of the show. Here, you're actually seeing it.
Right.
So yeah, again, like I said, I wish they had stretched it out a little bit longer. And I think that I think that as the season goes on, we will get more of this. We will get more of it. And but yeah, I thought that they kind of, I don't know. I don't know what it is with DC in this, because they're going to do the same thing. And I hate to bring this movie up. They're going to do the same thing in Justice League. They're going to bring back Superman and pretend like it's a big reveal. And it's like, we know he's coming back.
What's Justice League?
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Here we go.
What's Justice League?
You're right. Okay.
All
right. But I'm just saying, it's like you don't try to pretend like if you're going to try to make it seem like a character died and it's a cliffhanger, it's not coming back, then at least try to tease it a little bit, right? Make us think that it's going to take us some while. But by the time we saw the trailer for it, we knew Barry's going to be back in the fucking suit. So it's like, what was the point of the end of last season? You know? And again,
and the thing is, I'm willing to give this show the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Only because they wouldn't have shown us so much of the crazy Barry.
Right. Which again,
and what was interesting about that was, and so I guess we'll get back more to the plot in a second. Crazy Barry wasn't just saying crazy things.
No, that's
saying lines from old episodes.
Thank you.
And he was also saying lines from, if you remember, the end of I think it's the penultimate episode of season, or no, the last episode of season 1, when he goes to the Speed Force to travel through time, he sees himself on trial.
Yes,
he says, "I didn't kill anyone," and that's one of the things he's saying there. So I think Barry maybe got a glimpse of his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that knowledge is inside him now, and that's pretty interesting.
Well, again, that's the whole idea of the Speed Force, right? The Speed Force is outside of time and space. So I think it was Caitlin that said, "Hey, to us, Barry's only been in there for 6 months. To him, it might have been 10,000 years. Like he saw his entire lifespan in the Speed Force." And it's all coming together. I mean, there's even down to that part where he looks at what did he say to Joe after Joe shaved him? God, I have it. Hold on, because it was like one of the moments where I was like, "Wait, is Barry back? Is he?"
Yeah, it was a little flash or something.
Yeah, it was like something.
No pun intended. I apologize.
That was that's something I would do.
Really, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, he looked at Joe and he said, "You said it yourself." She goes looking for danger.
That was it. Yeah.
And it's like at that moment I was like, "Wait, is he back?" Like and he wasn't. I'm like, but that's
I was like,
Right. That was such a Barry moment. It was such a Barry moment. I was just like, oh my God. So, oh man. But yeah, man. Like I think that's gonna be a huge and again, that's that aspect of it, and then the fact that Grant Gustin was just so good as Crazy Barry. Yeah. I'm willing to kind of, ignore, not really ignore, but
is seeding for something else.
Right, and it makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that they kind of rushed him back. Like, okay, that's not how I would want to do it, but it's still. This isn't like if it was poorly acted, and it wasn't compelling, then I would have been pissed. But it was compelling. When Barry comes back, you're like, oh, okay, wait, what's wrong with him? And then when Cisco's pulling, trying to put a language together, and he's like, what did he say? This house is bitching. Like that, it's like, does that mean anything to you? No, it's gonna mean something. But yeah, and then like I said, Grant Gustin, the way he was acting, hell, the way the rest of the team and the actors reacted to him being crazy, and seeing first the joy in their faces, and then the sadness when they realize it's not the same Barry, right? It's not the Barry that walked into the Speed Force, like. That was so compelling and so and well acted that I was just like, all right, not how I would have wanted it to go on, but I can't lie, that's fucking good TV,
right?
Like the story might be, and even down to that. I think you mentioned this before. Okay, so I can buy he's on sabbatical, and just disappear for 6 months, but then he shows up fucking naked. Like, I think it was in another fucking state, and nobody put together that he's a fucking Flash. Like that. That's gonna be one of the things that I need to figure out. Like, are we gonna do away with with everybody knowing that he's Barry Allen or what? Because it's like, how do you keep this fucking secret now?
Right.
How? Barry disappeared for 6 months. The Flash disappeared for 6 months. Now all of a sudden, Barry's back. Come on, we went through this with Oliver Queen. All right. But
Yeah, right?
even that was a little bit more believable because he at least had like that was a little bit more believable. But this, come on. Oh, and then the team shows up at the police station and then takes Barry back to Star Labs. Come the fuck on. Like if this is not brought up at some point during this season, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little pissed. I will be. It's not going to be enough for me to say the season's trash or anything like that. It's just going to be one of those things that kind of just sticks with me. Like, what the fuck, man? Come on. Like, you better find those Flash things they're using on the fucking Legend, the Men in Black things they're using on Legend of Tomorrow to make people forget shit. Because I don't understand how any of this shit is working right now. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah. Also, shout out to Cisco. The "Don't Take Me to Your Leader" shirt is fucking awesome. I need one of those.
Cisco, I want to celebrate the return of Cisco. I just think that it's important that we recognize the funniest character on television and the best acted character on television, and the joy he brings to my life. He managed to stick together a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy joke, then a Perry White drop, and then a Stan Lee drop in one sentence. Right. Very well done.
Right. It just... Oh, Cisco, how we've missed you. How we have missed you.
Oh, and even when he's naming the villain. What did he say? Something robots? He said, nope, that's a rough draft.
Right.
And he ends up landing it later, but like it's good to be back.
It's good to be back, Cisco. It's good to be back. Good to have you back, man. Speaking of back, Caitlyn. What are we doing with Caitlyn, man?
Yo, bartender Caitlyn is not unattractive.
You get her out the lab coat, and it's like, okay, we can do this.
All right, bartender Caitlyn. Maybe it's the fact that she's surrounded by booze. I don't know, but
literal bull.
I thought it was a welcome because people always say how boring her character was and how she was it was disgusting how for 3 straight years they tied her to a man, then killed that man. But I thought it was people said they liked her more with Killer Frost. I think this is a happy medium. Whatever story they're telling, whatever character we've got now, they've made her more well-rounded. Like she's not just the science girl.
Well, clearly she's gotten into some shit. So that's the first thing.
I mean, clearly she's into some shit.
Also, I just want to say, you're saying she's more attractive around the bar. That's literal beer goggles. Like literally beer goggles.
Literal, yeah. No, I'm okay with that.
I'm with you. I like Caitlyn, the way she was handled first. The only issue I had was the very end where she then again turned into Killer Frost and seemed to be strong.
I kind of liked it.
So let me put it this way. It's not that I had a problem with how it was done in this episode. I'm just worried because of the past ways they've dealt with it. So put it this way. I'm cautiously optimistic. Just because I like the way they did it this episode. I think it's fine. But I'm also a little worried that she'll get lost again. But again, I think that CW shows do a good job of when they hear criticisms of certain things, that the following season they come back and they try to fix it. So I think that we might see a redemption, not really a redemption, but I think we might see a better handling of Caitlyn's character this season. And I'll be interested to see him and actually giving her a legit arc, right? Like giving her something to actually do. Like for instance, if you think about it, the way they brought her back this episode was Cisco coming in and going, I need you for this. I need you. And they had her not for moral support, but she's a fucking scientist because she is the fucking doctor of the team. She deals with all the things
they had to.
You said what?
I was with her last year when she was working with Savitar to
wait, Deepon, did I lose
fix
you?
Barry's brain because they couldn't do it.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You went out for a second there. But no, you're right. So I like I said, I think that we're going to see a better handling of her character this season, and I like that they I'll put it the two female characters on the show that people seem to have had problems with the way they were written. I think were done really well this episode, and that's Iris and Caitlin.
Yeah.
And I think that was, that was a direct response to some of the criticisms from last season. You know, they gave Iris something to do. They gave her a purpose. Even down to the fact that, hey, you know, in past season, yeah, she would be the one saying, hey, let's get Barry out of the Speed Force. We got to do this. She kind of took the Joe role, and the role that Joe's been in. Like, we need to move on. You know, we need to save ourselves. We can't depend on Barry. We got to do this ourselves. Like, I think that's the Iris people want to see. You know? And honestly, now that Barry's back, I'm hoping that's the Iris that stays there and we don't go back into, again, I know they're going to get married. I know there's a relationship thing. That's the least interesting thing to be about these characters.
I just don't like Joy. Like,
I don't. I know. And that's just me. I don't like Joy. So we'll say that. But also same thing with Caitlyn. You know, they always. I'm actually hoping they don't give Caitlyn a love interest this season.
Oh no, that she can't have one because that man will die.
Well, yeah, he'll either die or go. Where they say Julian is now?
No. Julian's dead. Like, let's just. You'll never see Julian again.
No, we're never seeing Julian again.
For the purposes of this podcast, they R.I.P. Julian, aka Draco Malfoy.
Right.
I
just hope that I hope they don't give her one because one, there's always going to be there's going to die, but like stop tying these characters to these love and their these male love interests and define them through there. And again, I know that Iris and Barry need to get married, and there's going to be the love, and they're cute together, blah, blah, blah. I get all that.
You just brought this up again. Like, you just repeated your rant against Joy.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm getting married in 3 weeks.
And I will be there to toast to your love. I will. But you know what? You and Susan are not on a show called The Flash.
But what if we were?
Well, then we'd have a fucking problem. I would not be invited to the wedding because I'd be the grumpy guy in the middle. Where's Captain Cold? What are we doing here? Is somebody going to interrupt the wedding? Like, what's going on here? Where's Heatwave? Like, let's go.
This villain agenda at all times.
Let's go. We got to the do here, man. He loves her. She loves him. I do. She does. Let's go. Let's. What are we doing here? Fastest man alive, my ass. Yeah, just saying. I feel better. I do.
Good. I'm glad.
I had to get that out of my system. So,
Julian's dead. So, rest in peace. No, but seriously, Julian's dead.
Hey, look. Speaking of love. Hey, you know what? I'm not completely joyless. Hey, Cecile moving in with Joe. I kind of like that. You want to know why? Side characters. They don't take too much time.
Cecile needs to watch out, man.
It's not good to be part of the family.
I'm just saying, like, Barry's parents both died spectacularly violently. Ridiculously violently.
So as long as she doesn't...
Their hands vibrated to their chests. That's not right. Well,
as long as she doesn't adopt Barry or Wally or Iris, she should be safe, right?
If Joe proposes, she can't say yes. She got to be like, look, we cool.
Oh,
we kick it. But it just seems that if I legally get attached to you, it feels like putting a bullseye on my face. Like, nah, man. No. And plus, you got to get rid of his records.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't move, and that's the thing. That, you know what they should have done? There should have been an arc where Joe sells the house and he's still moving to a new place because now you're living in the house where he raised his children and had his wife in. You need to have your own space together, start somewhere fresh. This is gone from a Flash episode to just relationship advice. If you move into someone else's place, you're gonna feel like a guest at all times.
And isn't it down the street from like where Barry's parents died? Isn't like right next door?
Like, I mean, can we get into? I imagine Central City's grown since this time. Let's get into one of these new neighborhoods. Let's get. Damn it, Joe! You know where they're gonna gentrify next? That's where they send the police. Go in, scoop up a couple rental properties, flip them bitches, stop being a cop.
Shoot, why is Barry and Irish's place nicer than yours? Come on, man. Come on,
Joe. Why are you treading water? Make some moves, Joe.
That's what I actually want to see. You know what I'd like to see this season for Joe? I would love to see him get a promotion and be more than just a detective. Like make him, Commissioner Joe West.
Oh, so you want Joe to die for real? Okay, cool.
I mean, come on. If he hasn't died yet,
nigga, they just gave us you realize that them doing the trial of the Flash shit. You know how the Flash goes on trial, right?
Is it for the which one?
Are the Blame Chris shirts up in the store?
Not yet.
Because there's a member of this cast who you've been trying to kill for what are we going? Season 4? 4 seasons.
Oh, I've been trying to kill Iris. I have no doubt about that. Like, yeah. Oh, I fully believe Thawne's coming back and he's gonna kill Iris. I stand by that agenda. I will always stand by that agenda. That is.
And then Barry kills Thawne and goes on trial.
Yes, I am fully on board with that. Yes, it has to happen. It's not going to happen this season. Might not happen next season. It is going to happen though. She is getting a vibrated hand through her forehead.
The views and opinions expressed on the Flash Super Tuesday review do not reflect those of the co-host D-Palm.
No, they reflect the views of the writers of the Flash. They reflect the views of the writers of the Flash comic books. I am just saying what happens. Everybody has a destiny, man. Everybody has a destiny.
Let's talk about Joe not respecting boundaries.
Which time?
Look, maybe Barry Strugglebeard was like his first step to something.
You know what?
You respect his growth as a man.
You know what? You're right. I am kind of a little upset that Joe.
I was like, yo, what, did you ask him? He was drugged.
Yeah,
What is happening?
I'm a little upset. Like, do you know how long it probably took him to kind of grow that struggle beard?
He's
like
been 10,000 years in the Space Force. That's
he needs that shirt.
10,000 years of hard work, Joe. You don't respect shit.
I need that shirt. I spent 10,000 years in the Speed Force and all I got is this shitty struggle beard.
And then, you know what really killed me? The whole scene, that was awful. But Joe with the Star Labs branded towel.
Why are we like? Well, I mean, I'm sure they probably have a. Well, remember they might have some because HR was trying to get the museum going.
So he probably ordered a bunch.
So he probably got them out of the gift shop that never opened. I'm just look. I'm okay with it. Hey, that's on brand. You use what you got, man. You use what you got.
I do want to say, Barry, I'm glad he was drawing at not super speed because at the rate he was drawing, given, let's say, 23 seconds a car, he could have done the dicks.
If you have not listened, if you're not a premium member and haven't listened to our American Vandal review, you need to go watch the series on Netflix. Go watch American Vandal, and then 2, you need to listen to become a premium member and listen to American Vandal. That's a fucking that's an A+ joke right there. A+. Yeah. And let's see who else we got. I think we got everybody. I mean, we obviously need to get the villains, but
Can I say something?
Yeah.
There's part of me that wishes I could eternal sunshine this comic knowledge out of my head. Because I would love to be like genuinely surprised on one of these shows. Because I watch my timeline and I'm like when they pull the samurai's face off and it's a fucking robot, everybody's like, it's a robot. I'm like, yeah, it's a samurai. I'm like, oh, you didn't read early 90s Wally West comics. Never mind. And that joy of discovery. I miss that. That's the drug I need.
Well, it's kind of like what they did with last year on the Arrow with Vigilante. How they had it all.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Like how they all had his thing in this Adrian Chase, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's not Adrian Chase. What the fuck is going? Like, yeah, man, that was I want something like that too. Like I would love for some of that to come on, and so we don't see it coming. But I am really excited to have a non-speedster villain for this season. Like it's
so refreshing. I didn't know I needed it this bad.
Right, and then the fact that it's the thinker, and that it's going to take more than Barry being. Because here's the thing: by the Flash Reborn, Barry's back. He's faster than ever. He truly is the fastest man alive. He's totally in one with the Speed Force. He's rejuvenated. He feels like it feels like we're finally getting the Barry that we've been wanting. The confident Barry, the Barry who knows what he's doing, the Barry who's confident in what he's doing, and is really truly the Flash, and not. This actually, I'm trying to think last season. Yeah, we're not gonna have he's not gonna have a mentor really this season. I don't think.
And that's one of the things I like. I think he's going to be the mentor.
Exactly, which is what we've been waiting for. And while I know people will say, "Hey, it's about time," I do think regardless of how I felt about the overall season 3, we needed to get to this point. We needed those previous 3 seasons of Barry going through some shit to finally get Barry, the seasoned, understanding Barry. And like you said, him seeming to coming out of the Speed Force with all this knowledge in his head is gonna to truly finally understand what it is to be the Flash and what it is to be one with the Speed Force. Yeah, it's gonna be great, and to then give him a villain that is no longer part of the Speed Force or wanting the Speed Force, which is what we've had the last 3 seasons. That's gonna force Barry as the Flash and Team Flash as a whole to find new ways of dealing with this, and I think that's really, really exciting. I'm really excited, especially for some of the other villains that that have been teased out that we're gonna get. Like I'm really excited to see how they handle this, because it's this. I'm hoping this is the season we've been waiting for, where it's not all just dealing with speedsters. We get everything else in there, some form of these other rogues, and really flesh them out. That requires more than just running really fast. And Barry, because if you think about it, all 3 seasons before this have been Barry trying to be faster. This season, if we think about it, and if it goes the way I think it's going to go, it's actually going to be the opposite. It's going to be trying to have Barry slow down.
Well, I think that's interesting because when he came out and started running, they went straight to no one's ever moved this fast before, and which is fine. But I think that him being kind of like that final Flash in that space is going to be interesting and good. Even with the new suit, with the great belt and the arm pieces and why won't you do the boots? Like, what's wrong with you people? Have you filmed? Have you screen tested them? Let's see what they look like. Maybe give them a prototype suit that has the boots. Let's just show it once on screen for me. How about that?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, because I did see some of the teaser for next episode. If that goddamn suit doesn't come out of that goddamn ring, I mean, but
it's not. No,
I'm just how
they love that set piece, the stupid suit on the mannequin. They love that set.
But how the fuck did you get through all this shit and put all that shit in there? But you didn't put the fucking suit in the goddamn ring. Like it's right there.
At this point, I've given up on the ring suit. I've given up. I just watched that one scene with Thawne over and over again.
I feel like they're doing it on purpose now. I feel like them not putting it in the because even last season he asked the other Barry about it. He did ask the other Barry about it. And so it's like, I feel like they're teasing me. I feel like they're fucking with me. It's like what DC movies do to you. Like they do things and announce things just to fuck with you. I personally feel fucked with at this point. Like they're just hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a life raft in his fucking suit. Why are you going to do that? Why are you going to do that, Cisco? Why can't you just?
No, but the thing is, that's like an old school Flash cover.
I know it is. But I'm just saying.
Like they're going to do a lot of homages, so I've got to allow it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying we can do all that. Put it in the goddamn ring. Just put it in the fucking ring. We got all this fucking technology. Put it in the goddamn ring. I'm sorry. Okay, breathing. Okay, I'm good. No, I'm fine. I'm good. But no, I'm really excited to see a villain that in the Speedster, and if this villain really challenges Barry, to have to use more than just his speed, which I think is the next evolution, because everything we've seen so far is Barry trying to be faster, and just literally just being pure speed. He's gonna have to now find ways to use his speed beyond just that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I'm really excited for. I'm looking forward for the challenge. So, yeah. Was there anything else in this episode?
Yes, I got a Someroid on television, son, and I got Cisco to say the word Someroid. This is that, like, people don't seem to, like, oh, this is a pretty good episode of Flash. Nah, nigga, this is as comic book as fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a samurai android that flies.
It was actually pretty. It was kicking ass too. So I'm just saying, it was. Yeah.
There's going to be more of them because that's what the Thinker does.
Yeah, I mean, no. Clearly, there's going to be more of them. So. Yeah, I'm very excited about how we're going forward with this. Yeah. And
and Iris, I love the fact that Iris had a plan to get him back. Iris's plan of I'm gonna start a fight in the club. It's not the best look.
But
I think that's fair to say.
But it goes back to what Barry has said when he was still kind of crazy to Joe. She always runs towards danger. It's like, yeah. That's she goes looking for danger. Yeah, that's because remember last season when she thought she couldn't die, and she showed up and she was waiting for she showed up to the arms deal, and she was just like, yeah. It's just like, yo, I was just kind of reckless, but like, it worked this way. Here's the thing. As much as I say I hate Joy, I found this to be a way better handling of Iris and Barry's truly loving each other and true love saves the day than that fucking musical episode. Like, this worked way better, and it fit, and I'm not just saying that because I hate fucking musicals, but it just that kind of felt shoehorned in. But in this case, Iris literally bet her life on the love of the love that Barry has for her, snapping him out of it and bringing him away. And look, I'll admit, it's fucking on face value, it's kind of like cheap because you're like, come on.
Yo, he thought real hard.
He thought really hard.
The power of love, I'll fight you.
Right, like that happened, but like. It's way better than what they did in the musical episode. So I'll take it. Like that.
You just hate musicals. That's all that is.
I do hate musicals. I definitely hate musicals. I do. But no, it works, But I also think that while it came off as almost like when I originally saw it and thought about it, I was like, it's way too clean. But I also think that was part of the plan. That it came off too clean and Barry's healthy and everything. Oh, everything's back to normal. Yeah, we're going to find out quickly. It's not. Like, there's definitely something. Like, I was waiting on a scene, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do it right now. I was waiting on a scene where everybody goes away and Barry, like, opens up a book and he's still drawing the symbols or something like that. But, like I said, I'm willing to wait and see how they handle it. Excuse me. But I don't think that, I don't think that we've seen the last of. I don't think that this is all just as clean as they think it is. So, yeah. Anything else we got for this? I think that was pretty much it for me.
No, that's pretty much it. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited it's back. I'm really excited that tonally it feels like a season 1 episode and not a season 3 one. I mean, say what you about season 3, and there were things about. I have actually recently rewatched it. There are things about it I really liked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But tonally, I think it was just a miss the whole time.
It went too dark. And again, I think, and I'll be honest, the more I think about it, the longer you go with the Flash and you go with Barry and Wally, like I think the Flash is something that you have to be careful with, because if you go into the Flash too much, you find yourself getting really, really dark. Because if you think about it, everything remember that what was it, the Ender Zoom run where Zoom ended up killing the twins, and stuff like it gets really, really dark, but at the same time, you have to find a way to still be still have light. You know, you can't. It's not a Batman comic book, and even though there's darkness there, you can't just go full dark. So, yeah. So I'm hoping that they figure it out, and they find a good way of balancing. Because I do feel like even season 2, when you think about it, you know, with Zoom, like they got really really dark, and then with season,
but they never lost the heart of the show. I feel like 3 lost it a little bit.
Oh no, 3 different, because 3 started with Flashpoint. And then from there on, it started. It just never got better. So you come back. So even when he fixed things, he comes back. You know, Cisco's brother's dead. You know, people are not talking. Like it took so long to get things kind of back to normal that you just couldn't. They could never really fully recover from it. So even when you got a good moment, it just immediately went dark again. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they get it right this season.
Also, Wells is still in the opening credits as a credited actor, so I'm gonna need you to give me a Wells pretty soon. Replacing Wells, stat.
Oh yeah, no, he's coming back. Yeah, we know Earth 2 Wells coming back. Like that's the Harry coming. Yeah, we know Harry's coming soon. So that's just, we need Harry. Harry's an asshole. So
100%.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that Wally goes off to Earth 3 at some point to visit his girlfriend. That's why he's not on the cover of those Arrowverse crossovers. We'll see. Anyway, all right, folks, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week. Well, we'll be back all of this week because we got Legend of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Humans coming. So, and don't forget to check out the ladies over there with their Supergirl reviews, and they'll be doing Black Lightning at the end of the season when that comes in too. So, just follow us on Super Tuesday Recap. Leave us a 5-star review. We'll read it on air. And then email us again, mtrailerreviews at mtrnetwork.net. And if you have comic book questions and you want to enter in our mailbag at mtrnetwork.net. And yeah, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys very much. Peace.